It's not exactly fun, is it, for us as F1 fans to wait for a Grand Prix race result until well after the checkered flag, but that's exactly what we got on Sunday in Austria after Max Verstappen took yet another victory, while Carlos Sainz was left feeling out in the cold at Ferrari, and Toto Wolff and Christian Horner are back at it again in the back pages. I'm Ollie Wilson for GPFans, and here's some of the fallout from the Austrian Grand Prix this weekend just gone. Remember to get onto GPFans.com and GPFans Global for all of your race analysis and breaking news in F1, but let's dive into the news this Monday. Let's start with the race results fiasco, as finally on Sunday evening we got the finishing positions of the drivers after all of the FIA's track limitation breaches had been totted up. 12 additional penalties were handed out by the sport's governing body after the checkered flag, thanks to over 100 deleted laps having to be dealt with during the Grand Prix. The main victims of the reshuffle were Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton, with the Ferrari driver handed a 10-second post-race penalty, knocking him down to 6th behind Lando Norris and Fernando Alonso, while Hamilton dropped down to 8th in the standings behind his teammate George Russell. Pierre Gasly also lost a single point, dropping from 9th to 10th in the race classification. Now, monitoring track limits is of course always important, but it was a shame to be sat on Sunday night well after the Grand Prix, still not knowing who had finished where. At least it didn't affect the podium this time. Speaking of Carlos Sainz, he was left feeling quite the fool in Austria, with the Spaniard wanting to be on a level playing field with Charles Leclerc when it comes to team strategy at the Scuderia. Sainz gave a huge assist to his teammate on Sunday, holding up Sergio Perez to allow the Monegasque driver to hold on for an unchallenged second place finish. The working relationship, however, is a one-way street according to Sainz, with the driver frustrated at a slow double-stack pit stop that cost him his own race, among other things. "I'm not too happy today," said Sainz, talking to Fox Sports Premium MX. "I had a lot more pace than fourth. Being a team player during the first stint and then to be compromised like that with a pit stop behind Charles really affected my race. You are being a team player all the time and then you have the pace, but some decisions by the team leave you like a fool." It seems that Sainz is unhappy with the situation that many saw unfolding at Ferrari from quite a while ago, with Leclerc looking like the team's number one driver. And finally, Toto Wolff has had a pop shot at Christian Horner once more, this time about engine regulation changes, suggesting the Red Bull chief wants to kill the new rules due to a fear that his team won't be competitive. Horner is worried about the ratio of electrical power to combustion engine power in F1's future and the impact that will have on chassis design as F1's new era begins with 2026's change to the engine regulations. But while Horner is wanting regulation change to those regulation changes, Mercedes boss Wolff has had enough of tinkering with the regulations and believes his rival is just trying to protect his car's competitiveness. I think what frightens him more is maybe that his engine program is not coming along and maybe he wants to kill it that way, said Wolff, talking about Horner. "We've developed those regulations over many years with all the auto manufacturers being involved. It was a compromise that attracted Audi to finally join the sport, for Honda to stay in there. The best possible case that one could imagine for Formula One." So do you agree with Wolff that Horner is trying to sandbag the engine regulations, or perhaps is Horner just looking to the future of the sport and hoping that maybe Mercedes don't have a dominance like they did at the beginning of the turbo hybrid era? Let us know in the comments section below. As always, remember GPFans.com and GPFans Global for all of your latest breaking news in F1.